Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Now, before I get into this morning's story, if you will, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be that you're representing. And let us know if you're the man or the woman that you say you be. Now, as you can see, I got my love sunglasses on, and that's a symbol of this midnight love that I'm bringing you all in the wee hours of the morning, respectfully. You know, one of the oldest tricks in the book as far as being incarcerated, penitentiary, things of that nature, is jumping on those inmate love sites. And I've told maybe 2, 3, 4 different stories as far as how that's not always the best idea in the world. You know, when you jump on these sites, lonelyinmate.com, I'm not even sure if that's a real site. It may be. Go check it out, and you'll see exactly what I'm speaking of. For you all that are not familiar, basically the way that it works is you send in a profile picture, right? And so the more pictures that you send in, the bigger your profile is, the more expanded your profile is. But at the same time, the more that they charge you. Yeah, it's not for free. And so the inmate has the ability or the opportunity, the choice, signing a check and having it sent directly to the company. But say, for instance, you have, I don't know, $40 on your account, and this company wants $19.99 to start your profile. Well, you go to your casework and you tell them, you know, you want to send a check or send money from your account. They bring the check to you within a day or two. You sign it, and boom, it's sent off to whatever the address is for lonelyinmate.com. If you don't have any money, you have the option of sending stamps. By any means necessary, they're going to get that money from the inmate. Now, what a lot of inmates will do is they'll sign up on both sides. When I say both sides, it's straight man, and I guess it would be bi man. I mean, if you're signing up on both sides. So I guess, I'm not sure. I've never signed up for the actual site. I've seen it. They send brochures to all the inmates. So it's one of those situations to where you sitting there, you waiting on some mail, you ain't heard from your girl, you wondering what's going on, you're calling, she's not answering, or you're expecting a money order, or you see your name on that mail list. Oh man, somebody loves me, somebody is reaching out to me. And when they do mail call and they call your name Kens, and you get that letter, it's a daggone pamphlet or a brochure from lonelyinmate.com. Nevertheless, you have inmates that just run game. Totally straight inmates. They'll run game and be placed on the buy side. If a man likes your profile picture, now don't get it misconstrued, because sometimes women respond just as well. But from what I understand, there's a higher success rate, if you will, on the man side. Two of you all begin to talk, and it's only a matter of time before you hit them with the, well, as much as I enjoy speaking with you, because it's done, you're writing letters initially. So you're corresponding through letters. It's only a matter of time before you hit them with, as much as I enjoy speaking with you, but, you know, I'm kind of in a situation here, and, you know, I don't really feel comfortable asking you for anything, but, you know, these stamps, they cost money, and you know, I'm gonna miss talking to you. If there was any way I could call you or something like that, but phone calls, they cost just as well. So, and that person sees that, well, how do I send you money? No, I can't allow you to do that. But if you just want to, if you just insist, it has to be a money order from the post office. It has to be from the post office only. And you give them the directions on how to send money to prison. Well, you had an individual named Terrence. Terrence had been locked up for 4 years. Terrence was on the verge of getting out when he sees his name on the mail list, and the same thing that I just ran down to you. He goes to get his mail, but it's not a pamphlet, it's not a brochure, it's an actual letter from an individual. He get it. That's what they call it, a hit. I got a hit. Got a letter from an individual that looked at his profile. Obviously was interested, hit him up. Now this letter that Terrence received wasn't just from anybody, any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Pause, double pause, triple pause, and no pun intended. Respectfully. Individual that hit him up, name was Stacy. They would correspond, back and forth until Terrence got out. Stacy had sent pictures, 2 pictures, I want to say, in which Terrence is looking at Stacy like, wow, Stacy's beautiful. Now, unlike others, Stacy didn't try to run game on Terrence. After all, there was no reason to. Your profile is on the buy side. Stacy's a transgender. Light skin, or she's black. Light skin. About 6'1". Long hair. Terrence was definitely, feeling Stacy. Stacy would go on and, to put money on Terrence's books and made sure that he was able to buy commissary, and they would talk on the phone, and all of these things funded by Stacy. When these last few months, before Terrence was actually released, 2 of them got to catching feelings for each other. The thing about Terrence is he had a whole family at home. Had a wife, Monica. Terrence was 35 years old. They had been together. They had been married for like 9 years. 2 beautiful kids. The kids were like 11, I want to say 11 and 9, 11 and 8. And Terrence had gotten caught up and unfortunately had to go away and do some time. Terrence ends up coming home. Instead of breaking things off with Stacy, he continues to see Stacy. He had never seen Stacy prior to being released from prison. It would always be an excuse as far as, why I can't add you to my visitation list or whatever. I'm about to come home anyway, so that's the reason that, I'm unable to see you, but I definitely want to see you. He had to say whatever he had to say to keep that money coming in, to keep the companionship coming in. Prison's a very lonely place. It gets, sometimes you feel as though, oftentimes you feel like you don't have a friend in the world in there. Especially when you're in a situation in which you don't have a friend in the world. Terrence landed on his feet. He was able to, fortunately, get his job back. That's very, very rare. 4 years he did. He came back, got his job back, worked his way back up to supervisor. He worked at a warehouse. He was already familiar with the ins and outs of the company, so it didn't take him long to work his way back up to being a supervisor. Everything appeared to be great at home. Terrence wasn't in the streets, strictly working. But it got to a point in which things would start to change, and it was obvious to his wife, Monica. for about the first 6 months or so. Terrence wasn't hiding his phone or putting a code on his phone or just sneaking out of the room. The basic things that people do. Coming in late, saying that he has to work late. All of these things Monica started to notice, so much that she brought it to her sister's attention. Like, girl, am I tripping? Is this something, am I just being paranoid? But I could swear that Terrence, she called him T, I could swear T is messing with somebody else based on his behavior. On the flip side, Terrence is getting it from Stacy because Stacy wants more than just a fling. But see, what's so crazy about the situation is that all Terrence had to do is just be up front with Stacy and tell Stacy, listen, I'm not really, I'm just now getting out. I'm trying to land on my feet. I'm trying to get myself together or I'm just not interested, in anything serious or anything. But no, Terrence continued to lead Stacy home. Why do you always have to just come to my house and it's nighttime? It's late. We can't never go out in public. We never been out on a date. We can't go get some ice cream. We can't go for a walk in the park. We can't, all the things that women like to do. Only time I ever see you is at my apartment at nighttime. Listen, baby, just understand. I'm gonna let you come to my crib, man. I just got to get some things in order. I promise you, I'm gonna let you come to my crib. Terrence knew that something had to give. Like I said, he got wifey at home. She's, suspicious of his activities. Then you got Stacy over here, which is a transgender. You're trying to hide the fact that you're not only dealing with an individual, but you're dealing with a transgender. There's nothing wrong with transgenders if that's your, preference. I'm just simply telling the story. Y'all rock with me. Terrence made the choice, and he said, you know what, I'm going to choose my family over anything else. And he cuts things off with Stacy. Instead of having that talk with Stacy, he just cut it off. Stop responding to her. Stop responding to Stacy, rather. And Stacy will begin to blow his phone up with these long text messages. You think you can just do this to me? You think you can just play with my feelings like this? You think you can just cut me off? Terrence would continue to ignore Stacy. Got to the point to where he just totally blocked Stacy altogether. After all, this is Terrence's thinking. Can't reach me by phone. Don't know where I work. Don't know where I live. So I should be good. I really don't go nowhere. Go to work, go to the gym, come on. So I should be good. Problem is, dude, she knows your last name, your real last name. About a month goes past. Terrence feels as though he's in the clear. He's at home one afternoon, Saturday afternoon. He's with the family. Got the barbecue grill going. 2 kids is outside playing. Music is playing. Just a nice atmosphere, a nice family day. Doorbell rings. When the doorbell rings, Terrence hears the doorbell, but he's not thinking anything of it. His wife, Monica, goes to the door. Answers the door. It appears to be it was definitely a tall person, but it appears to be a tall female. Tall woman. May I help you? Yeah, I'm looking for Terrence. Excuse me? I'm looking for Terrence. Terrence is my husband. What's your business with him? He's your who? Terrence is my husband. What is your business? So the two of them are standing at the door, and Stacy's pretty much running down everything to Monica. Now, Monica's like, I knew it. I knew I wasn't stupid. I knew my intuition wasn't wrong. All along, these thoughts that she was having about Terrence turned out to be true. She calls Terrence. Terrence outside. He got the music going. He's feeling good. What's up, kids? He's playing with the kids. He's, barbecuing or whatever. Terrence, get your ass in here. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Talk to the kids. He walks inside. The surprise of his life. See Stacy standing right there in the doorway. Actually, Monica had allowed Stacy to step inside of the house. Stacy immediately starts going off at Terrence. Monica's just kind of sitting there watching. She don't really know. She's like just has a loss for words at the time. After all done for you, waited on you, we got a family, we got things going, and you cheat on me? And you cheat on me with the man? I ain't no man. I'm a woman. This is Stacy speaking to Monica. Men, what do we always say when we get caught up in something? Hold on, baby. Hey, it's not like that. I can explain. It ain't even like that. Well, how is it then, Terrence? How is it? So Stacy's sitting there like, explain, Terrence. How is it? Terrence is furious at this point. He's furious, embarrassed, ashamed, but he's more furious at Stacy than ever. You come to my house with my family here, and you tell these lies. Oh, so I'm lying? Gets the phone out. All the messages, all the interactions. So when you was in prison and such, and I wasn't sending you money, so I'm lying? You need to leave my home. I'm not going nowhere. You play with my heart, you need to leave my home. Nigga, I'm not going nowhere. Terrence calmly walks into the other room, grabs the gat. Wasn't playing no games. Monica sees him walking towards the front part of the house where they were located at. I told you to leave. You want to play games? You want to play games? He's loading it as he's walking towards. I'm painting a picture for you all. Y'all rock with me. He's walking towards her and with just aggression. Loading the gun up. He wastes no time. He points. Boom! Fires. Hits Stacy. Shoulder area. Scream. You shot me. Monica turns. What are you doing? Stop, please. What are you doing? Put the gun down. Please stop. Stacy takes off running, dashing through the yard in an attempt to get back into the vehicle. Before Stacy could make it to the vehicle, boom! Terrence blasts Stacy in the back. Stacy falls face down. There's no movement whatsoever. Monica is ballistic. The kids done came out because they were in the back. Remember, they were in the back, the barbecue or whatever. Monica grabs the kids, makes sure that they're safe, immediately calls 911. Please, you all need to get here, please. My husband just shot someone. Please get here, please. I think she's not moving. She's laying on the grass face down, and I just see blood, and oh my God, I cannot believe this happened. Please, I need you all to get here. 911, police, ambulance, the fire truck, you know, the usual crew that comes out, crime scenes. They arrive immediately. They get there. Terrence is still there. He doesn't even run. Doesn't try to hide. They tried to resuscitate Stacy, but it was too late. DOA. You got forensics, you got the detectives, you got the yellow tape, you know, normal things that you see, you know, at a crime scene. And they asked Terrence to come downtown to speak with them, to give his account of what happened. They also asked Monica to come down and give her account of what happened. Terrence is in the room and he's telling the detectives that Stacy came over in an aggressive manner and he feared for his family's life. This is a big, tall woman. This is what he was saying to the detectives. He feared for the safety of his family, and after asking Stacy to leave, Stacy refused to leave, so he went and got a gun and out of protection, once again, feared that Stacy was going to do something. He didn't know if Stacy had a weapon or anything, so he fired on Stacy. Well, see, there was a deeper problem that Terrence had, because the detectives were able to retrieve all of the messages in Stacy's phone, the correspondence between you all that went back all the way to the penitentiary. And even once he got out of the penitentiary for 7, 8, 9 months straight before he cut things off. So this whole thing of you couldn't, he tried to deny it as far as the affair that he was having. But it's right there. Can't deny it. Once again, he's embarrassed because he's, you know, it's not like he got caught up with a woman. It's not good to get caught up with anyone. You're married. But he got caught messing around with a transgender. So it was his first issue. Second issue, Monica, his wife, told the story, told the complete truth of what really happened. So much as Monica went out, I'm not going to necessarily say on a limb, but Monica stated to the police that Stacy was very polite, was never rude, never acted in an aggressive manner whatsoever, just appeared to be an individual that wanted answers. That contradicted Terrence's complete story that he told the people. So, Miss Monica, basically what you're saying is that you never felt threatened. You never felt as though your family's safety was at risk. No. I cannot believe this is happening, but no. She was not aggressive whatsoever. When Terrence came around the corner and seen us talking, he was the aggressive one. She never was aggressive. Second major problem that Terrence had. The third major problem that he had was, if you felt so threatened, she was leaving. Why did you shoot her in the back? Okay, you had already shot her once. This is the detective speaking. This is what the detectives are saying. You already shot Stacy once. Stacy turned around and started running, and you shot Stacy in the back. When Stacy was almost to the vehicle that she was attempting to get into, again, this is the detectives. Shot Stacy in the back. You couldn't have been afraid. I think at this point I need a lawyer. You needed a lawyer when you first went down there. I said it once, say it again. I'm going to continue to say it. No matter what your scenario is, situation is, I don't understand why people talk to the police. They're not your friends. They got you in the interrogation room for a reason. You're not talking your way out of there. You're only just digging yourself a deeper hole. The best thing you can say, attorney. And that's it. That's your right to do so. That's why they have to read you your whatever it's called. You got the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you will be provided. Like, they're saying these things for a reason. But people are so much in a rush to speak to the police. They're not your friends. Newsflash, they're not your friends. They're trying to help you to do their job. Nevertheless, stand up with your hands behind your back. Second-degree murder. Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony. In jail. As to be expected, no bond. Monica's disgusted with you. Monica's leaving you. Monica's not going to stand behind you on this one. Sit there and watch you murder somebody in cold blood for no reason, basically. And he was cheating on me? Having an affair? No. Terrence found himself in a very, very cold place. A very cold place. You got inmates they see what's going on. They see the news. They're teasing them about, getting caught up with the transgender. I don't care what a person does. It's not my business, man. Whatever makes you happy, I don't care what a person does. You see, when you play with someone's emotions, regardless of if it's a man or it's a woman or what, when you're playing with an individual's emotions, you're playing a dangerous game. All you had to do was just tell Stacy early on, and according to a lot of Stacy's friends and associates, that's all that needed to be done, and Stacy would have left it alone, because they were aware of Terrence because Stacy told them so. If he has somebody else, all he has to do is just tell me. But no, Terrence just continued to lead Stacy along the way. He's not offered a plea deal. He's taking it to the box, man. And he's gonna go with this narrative of feel threatened, as I've already mentioned. But not just that. Stacy was blackmailing him, basically threatening to expose him if he didn't do these things. And so he felt as though I guess that was a form of feeling harassed, if you will. Not knowing what this individual was gonna do next. I feel threatened. I feel as though my life is in danger. So I did what I had to do. I don't know what he was thinking about. Takes the jury not even a few hours of deliberating. Guilty. All counts. Guilty. 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 At this point, Terrence is probably like 37. It takes a couple years once you're going to trial for, something of a serious case like that. Instead of giving him life, they ended up giving him, I want to say he got 40 years, 45 years, in which he had to do a minimum of 30 just to see the parole board. 65 years old before he has a chance for parole. Lost his family. Kids will be in their 40s at that point. Who wins here? We obviously see who loses. But who wins here? I got a partner that used to cheat on his wife all the time. And he would always use me. Hey, if my girl calls, man, tell her I was with you, or we went here and we went there. And at first I did it. You know, I'm young. But I said, dude, don't include me in your infidelities ever again, man. You're going to cheat on your wife, man. Why are you married? Why did you get married? Why do you continue to stay married if you're going to cheat on your wife, man? And that would have been the question that I had for Terrence. Although he kept that on the low, nobody knew of this. But a woman knows, man. When your behavior starts to change, just like a man probably knows to a certain extent, because women are sneaky. No disrespect, but a woman can be messing with a whole dude on the side for years and you would never know it, fellas. Because they don't really slip up the way that we slip up. Not to say that none of them do, but a lot of them don't slip up the way that we do. "30 years before he sees the parole board. All over something that started off as a penitentiary game, in a sense, to get some commissary, to get some stamps, to get some money on the phone, and playing with an individual's heart. And when you thought that it was sweet, when you thought that you could just walk off from that person, it didn't go so easily. If anybody's in this situation as far as messing with someone else or dealing with someone else, it typically doesn't end well. And once you go to the point of you feel as though I'm at the point of no return. I'm in too deep now. I've tried to break things off, or if I do try to break things off, this person's just not gonna go away just like that. Poof. Not going away easily. And that's where you have situations in which, unfortunately, people decide to unalive a person or attempt to make it go away that way by making that person go away. Definitely don't recommend that. Definitely don't. But unfortunately, sometimes that's the harsh reality of stepping outside of your relationship. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you liked the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Some people say, Kens, I'm not getting my notifications. I'm not even sure when you're dropping videos, man. There's a little bell. Click on that bell and there's an arrow that points down. Click down. And this is on an Android phone, but I'm sure that an iPhone is similar. And you want to hit all. See, when you hit all, you'll get all the notifications anytime I drop something. Real Kens TV, man.